Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Um, we'd like to make the announcement that the suspension that was imposed by the New Zealand Ministry of Primary Industries on our ability to export some of our fruits and vegetables has been lifted. We have just received notification from the New Zealand Ministry of Primary Industries that they have also drafted a press release on their side, where they have thanked the Fijian authorities for holding a cordial and productive meetings in Nandi to seek a resolution to the temporary suspension of the export certification. They have also said in their press release that they have Biosecurity of Fiji, or BAF, has provided them with a comprehensive dossier on updated systems and procedures that will be used to ensure that the export products meets the minimum requirements specified by New Zealand's import health standards. They're also grateful for BAF's rapid response. So, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to, of course, firstly acknowledge the fact that this suspension has been lifted relatively quickly. Of course, as we've said from the beginning, that this suspension should have never been put in place. But nonetheless, we had the meeting. Through BAF, of course, we have a very comprehensive system of trying to meet all the requirements, as we mentioned a couple of days ago, that it is in the interest of Fiji to ensure that the standards are met by all the stakeholders in the industry, because your credibility and reputation with one competent authority in one country does have the impact on your ability to transact and deal with other competent authorities in other countries. So BAF, of course, and the government of Fiji takes this very, very seriously. We've also had discussions, as you know, with Nature's Way, and as you know also that there are various protocols that had not been followed in terms of the communication, both through New Zealand MPI and Nature's Way. We have that now resolved. By next week we're going to have certain SOPs which everybody needs to adhere to. The other point we'd like to make is that to all the stakeholders, in particular the exporters, a lot of them of course are not farmers themselves, but they are exporters, or middlemen as some would call them. That it is in their interest, it is in the interest of the farmers, it is in the interest of the agricultural industry in Fiji, that everybody adheres to all the standards. It's very critical. The example that we gave the other day was, because you're having your particular product being given the heat treatment, don't try and put pressure on the officers that are there carrying it out to hurry it along. If, for example, the standard is that it needs to be in the furnace for 20 minutes, don't try and get it out within 15 minutes. Don't try and get it out in less than a time, because it will have an impact on the certification process. It will have a long-term detrimental impact on the acceptance of Fijian products in those foreign countries. So for short-term gain, we actually will be depriving ourselves of the long-term gains. So it is very, very critical that all the stakeholders are aware of that everybody follows the proper protocols. If there is some complaint mechanism that needs to be lodged, for example, against Nature's Way, we need to go directly to Biosecurity, follow the proper protocols. Talking about standards, tomorrow, as we announced the other day, that through BAF we are organizing various training for farmers, for people who are working in the packing plants, for the exporters, in terms of the standards that need to be met. This is all part of the ongoing training that has been provided by BAF to ensure that Fiji, of course, becomes a source of various exports that is acceptable and indeed sets the standards to be able to meet all the biosecurity needs. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is very good news that the suspension has been lifted, and we, of course, would like to ensure all the stakeholders that BAF is here to ensure that all the standards will always be met, but also to facilitate export and assist our farmers. Thank you very much.